which measured 864 feet wide and 150 feet tall. On each side of the channel stood bridge piers made of steel and concrete. These structures supported the roadway above, providing a safe journey for people in the cars, trucks, and buses that crossed the bridge, going about their daily lives. All of them traveled blind to any potential emergency or danger from below. Unknowingly, they placed their trust not only in the worthiness of the superstructure itself, but also in the hands of every pilot who steered his ship under the bridge. Today, their lives rested in the hands of Captain Luis. Clutching the wheel of the Wild One, as he affectionately called the ship, Luis continued his search for the all-important buoys that marked the safe channel under the bridge. Any divergence from that channel was extremely dangerous. No captain wanted to entertain the possibility of that disaster. He felt his ship's over 200-foot-long hull begin to pull slightly against his steering. He tensed his jaw in concentration and nudged the wheel more to the left. When the thunder roared into the darkness, it caught Captain Luis off guard. His head jerked backward in unexpected alarm. The flash of lightning that immediately followed announced the storm was directly overhead. He cursed and then braced himself for the next assault that he feared was inevitable, a gust of fierce wind. It came just as he'd expected, forcing the ship directly into the path of the bridge's supports. Grabbing the intercom mic, he shouted for his man in charge at the bow of the ship.
"Juarez, how bad is it up there?"
The garbled voice of Juarez answered almost immediately.
"Captain, they ain't no seeing in this."
Another crack of thunder with its accompanying lightning struck, and Juarez mumbled under his breath.
"Cursed channel, I swear he's haunted. Couldn't see a blessed thing before, and now it's even worse. Want us to drop anchor and see her out?"
Juarez and 4 other men were huddled beneath heavy slickers.
"No, can't take the chance of being pushed into those piers."
All the captain's past experience came into play, and he made a quick decision.
"I'm cutting our speed to 5 miles per hour. Gives us a chance to see where we're heading in this muck. And let me know soon as you spot those buoys."
Suddenly, the winds increased again, approaching tropical storm speeds of 70 miles per hour. The Wild One groaned and creaked in response. Feeling the first rise of panic, Luis glanced over at his radar just in time to see it blink out. For a few moments, he simply stared at the blank screen, uncomprehending. Just as he reached over to give it a useless rap, he heard Juarez's shout over the intercom, "Captain, there's a buoy. We're passing it port side. We're heading right down the middle of the channel." Luis kept his voice calm and radioed back.
"Set tight, Juarez. I'm thinking you're right. We'll take it easy. Steer on through, but keep a close watch, you hear?"
"Yes, sir.
I'll be mighty glad when—"
But Juarez's voice was lost in another reverberating thunderclap. Lightning followed, illuminating the seductive lines of the skyway. That quick revelation also showed Captain Luis that the perspectives were off.
"This isn't right,"
Luis gasped, opening his eyes and mouth wide in sudden shock.
"We're not in the channel. Not at all."
In that horrific instant, Luis realized that the buoy they just passed must have been the one marking the right side of the channel. He froze as the realization shot like a knife through his gut. The Wild One was headed right toward one of the bridge's supports. Grabbing the intercom with shaking hands, Luis shouted,
"Juarez, hard to port! Let go the anchor! Ram the engines full astern!"
In a frantic effort to prevent the catastrophe, he attempted to stop the giant ship before she hit the bridge. But another show of lightning proved the futility of his efforts. The concrete pier loomed over the Wild One. There was no stopping the inevitable. They were going to ram it.
"Captain!"
was all he heard from Juarez before the ship's bow and the concrete of the bridge met in a rage of violence. The first loud boom was immediately followed by the howling of grinding steel, and the great ship groaned as though she were personally injured. Splintering, wrenched roadway released overhead, and great blocks of concrete and warped, twisted steel plunged